just a beautiful guitar with a pretty fascinating and beautiful story as well. So I just wanted to share this with a lot of friends and also with the person that gave me this guitar. So that's why I wanted to make this video. This is a probably a 1954 or 55 Gibson LG1, purchased in 1956. But looking at the serial numbers and whatnot, we were able to determine it's probably around 54, 55. And the LG1 and the LG2 are very similar guitars. What I've learned about how to differentiate them, because they really do look almost identical. The LG1, which this is, has a cross brace that goes right across the center. So when I look down in that sound hole, I can see a straight brace right across it. And the LG2 is an X brace, right? It's going to go more at a diagonal. So if you look down in the guitar and you see more of like a V bracing work, that's going to be the LG2. Both were very popular guitars, excellent guitars. And this one belonged to my Aunt Joan, my mother's sister. And I actually have a wonderful picture here of Aunt Joan. And Joan is seen here with the Gibson guitar, and my Uncle Chuck on the ukulele. And that's my Aunt Phoebe on the accordion. And over there on the piano is my mother. And down there in the bottom corner is the scholar at the time of the family, Aunt Jean, who was off at Penn State studying. So very musical family. And I knew about this guitar my whole life. Had heard stories from Aunt Joan, and she said, well, I've kept it for many years because it means a lot to me. And I knew it had some association with her father, but it wasn't until this week that I got all the pieces of the story. So I would just like, before I play you some more songs and give you a taste of how beautiful this guitar is, I'd like you to hear the words that my Aunt Joan shared with me. So with her permission. Hi Van, I'm so thrilled that you are pleased with the guitar. In 1956, my parents came home from a medical convention. My grandfather was a doctor here at Geisinger Hospital in Danville. Came home from a medical convention of some sort, and my father died on December 10th. Christmas was awful, of course, with all of us brokenhearted. We didn't expect any gifts. But Mom went upstairs and returned with this gift for me. She said Dad picked it out and that it was a really good one. I know he didn't buy it in Danville, as he purchased it during the trip they had taken for the medical conference. I hope you'll enjoy it for years to come. Love, Aunt Joan. So she told me, this was the last thing her father ever gave her before he died, and that is why it kept such a cherished place in her heart and why she has taken such amazing care of it. Just absolutely beautiful condition guitar. Absolutely gorgeous finish. The strings, which are recommended to use on an LG1, would be lighter gauge. So my friend Scott Fritz at Schoolhouse Music put a little TLC into this, and we put the silken steel strings on here, and it has a kind of a nice mellower sound, little tamed down sound, and I really am enjoying the sound that this has. So I'd like to share a few songs with you here from my Aunt Joan, and maybe at the end of this video I'll put a short clip in of my son Luke, who's named after his great-grandfather, the man who purchased this guitar. Luke will play some mandolin and I'll play some of this guitar, so you'll hear two Gibsons. But here, I think I'll start with a cowboy song for my Aunt Joan. She said she liked Gene Autry and Roy Rogers. I believe this is a Gene Autry song called Riding Down the Canyon, and I learned it from the recordings of Ramblin' Jack Elliott, so forgive me if the words aren't exactly the original. I'll give you the finger-picking version. I tell you folks, it's heaven to go riding down the trail, just to watch the desert sun go down. When evening chores are over on a ranch house on the trail, and there's nothing left to do, lay around. I saddle up my pony and go riding down the trail just to watch that desert sun go down. White-faced cattle lowing, sagebrush everywhere. You can hear a lonesome coyote call his mate. I tell you folks, it's heaven to go riding down the trail just to watch that desert sun go down. I tell you folks, it's heaven to go riding down the trail just to watch that desert sun go down. Just a beautiful sounding guitar, and I'm especially enjoying just doing some finger picking on this guitar. For such a small bodied guitar, it just really has a beautiful tone. And this is one of the nicest Gibson tones. You know, Gibson is known for its sound. Every guitar manufacturer is known for its sound, and I've always enjoyed listening to some of the recordings of Woody Guthrie when he was using a Gibson and a few others, and this has that sound. It's just an absolutely beautiful sound. So a special heartfelt thank you to my Aunt Joan and to her husband, Uncle Jay. I hope you can enjoy this guitar by watching this video and listening to these songs. Alright, so here it is with the LG1 Gibson guitar from Aunt Joan and an A1 Gibson mandolin, I believe made around 1912. So we'll play some Soldier's Joy. Beautiful. I think I'll throw a quick Woody Guthrie song on here just because, like I said, I've always loved that Gibson sound that I heard in Woody's recordings, but I also want to show you how beautiful this guitar sounds all the way up the neck. So I'm going to throw in a little guitar riff that I learned from one of Woody's recordings where he goes right up the neck. And you can just hear that this guitar is put together so well. So this is called the New York Town. I was standing down to New York Town one day, standing down to New York Town one day, standing down to New York Town one day, singing hey, 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 hey. Oh, I was broke and I did not have a dime. I was broke and I did not have a dime. I was broke and I did not have a dime. Singing hey, 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 hey.